Greetings, gentlefolk and rapscallions of all persuasions. If you're new here, welcome. If you're not, welcome back. Here are the top 5 plot points that I think paid off the best in Wind and Truth. Coming in at number 5, we have Szeth and his journey of healing. I think that it was very important. Cat. I think it was really great for us to see the backstory of Szeth and how he became the man that he is today, and developing the soldier thoughts to combat the negative self-talk that he's internalized over the entire course of his life and the societal pressures that he grew up with. I think that this was an absolutely fantastic end to this arc that we've been following for these 5 books, and I can't wait to see what else happens in 6 through 10. At number 4, we have Adelyn and his work with Maya and the Deadeyes. I think it's an absolutely amazing thing that Adelyn was able to develop this relationship with his Shardblade, even though he's not a Knight Radiant, just because he was so close and so connected to this piece of his identity as a duelist, and treating his sword with respect as if it was sentient, as if it had all of the aspects that we now know a nice Radiant blade would have, being a fully intact spren. And her being able to not only overcome the fact that she is a Deadeye, that she was abandoned by a knight who broke his oaths, or her oaths, but she was able to go and find these other Deadeye spren and lead them back to the ultimate defense of the Azish throne room, and being able to ultimately win that point for the good guys, leaving Azimir as the only kingdom that is still touched by the light of day after Odium takes pretty much everything else on Roshar. Number 3. We have Wit and his promise to always be there when he's needed, and he's said that this is something that's been sort of ambiguous to him over the years, of being there is not always very clear, and we see him do 2 things that are nods to the secret project. So if you have not read Tress of the Emerald Sea or The Sunlit Man, this contains some spoilers. We show him passing the Dawn Shard to Sigzil, which is a very important point that comes up in Sunlit Man because people are chasing him down, trying to follow that connection back to Hoid. And then secondly, we have him get destroyed by Odium immediately after passing that Dawn Shard on, and then he reincarnates or heals because he is such a highly invested being and he has all of these aspects working for him. See him come back on Scadrial in the presence of Ulam, who happens to be the ship's doctor in Tress of the Emerald Sea. And this is part of him always being there when he's needed, because he is functionally immortal at this point, and I can't wait to see what else he's going to get involved in now that we know the gloves are off for the Easter eggs and the crossovers, and he's going to be showing up more and having a bigger role in events that play out. Number 2, Honor and Cultivation and their shared history. I loved all of the flashbacks that we got of Tanavast, and seeing how shards and their vessels are really limited by the intent. And we saw this a little bit in Mistborn Era 2. I won't go into too many spoilers because there are people who probably haven't gotten through all of the books yet, but having all of that backstory of the 2 people who took up these shards and the history that they've been through over thousands and thousands of years on this planet, and seeing the ultimate outcome of clashes between the shards, which we now know is what caused the Shattered Plains when Honor and Odium had that confrontation. I can't wait to find out what other shard mechanics we're going to get into in the Mistborn Era 3 and the second half of Stormlight Archive that are going to be coming over the next 10 years or so. And the number 1 biggest thing that I think paid off the best in Wind and Truth is Dalinar and his journey of self-discovery. Because, I've said this before, I'll say it again, I thought that Dalinar went to the Night Watcher to ask for the power to become this incredible warlord to conquer all the kingdoms of Althkar. No, he was just that scary. And what he asked for was peace. And what Cultivation did for him is she took away the memories of his wife and what he did to her, and that they would slowly regrow over time as he became ready for them. This allowed him to work through what he did as an absolute war criminal, let's be honest here, and come to terms with the man that he wanted to be. And we see him on this journey before destination. What is the most important step a man can take? The next one. It's always the next one, and he's on this constant quest of improvement to try and better himself, and we see him at the end being able to put all of that into practice, to be able to own up to the things that he did and say that they weren't okay, but they made him who he is, and that he is trying all the time to be somebody who is worthy of the respect that people give him, even with all of these terrible things in his past. And him stepping into the beyond so that Odium can't manipulate him is one of the best mic drop moments in the Stormlight Archive, and I am curious to hear what you loved the best and what you thought the best payoffs were in the Stormlight Archive. So drop down in the comments, tell me what you think. Do all those delicious things that feed the almighty algorithm, like, share, and subscribe, and I'll see you next time. Bye!